One thing I know I can't control, and that's the weather, and it's doing a number on us right now. But yeah, we postponed the Wednesday game. We'll have to see on New Mexico State. I can't say it's looking super promising. There's a ton of ice on the field, and without sunshine, I don't know how we're going to melt that off. So we'll see how that goes.
How far is this going to set you guys back in terms of your development?
It's the big thing about baseball is just getting into a routine and playing games. And once you start doing that, you can get comfortable and kind of work through some things at a game speed. And we're just not able to do that. But again, we just got to work with what we have.
So next weekend's series, would there be a contingency plan if you're not able to play it at home? I know you're able to go to Waco this weekend, but what about next weekend?
Yeah, we're looking at all options right now. Who's out of town, somewhere driving distance for us. What's the weather going to be like in this area? Can you find a field that's playable, field turf-wise? But with the wind and where the temperatures are at, who knows if you can even play here? So we're looking at everything right now, but it's not ideal, and we just make it work.
What goes into that decision? Is that your call? Are you collaborating with the other coaches and the groundskeepers? What's that like?
Yeah, all the above. So yeah, I would say it's a big collaboration of, just kind of seeing what our options are from. The biggest thing we run into is class days missed. Is we're limited on what we can do. So they do have to go to school, and that's obviously very important. So trying to work that, it gets into a budget type of thing for some programs, not being able to travel as much as others, and just finding places to play. And that I think we were pretty fortunate to find 40 seats on a plane to get down to Waco. That could have, who knows, we could have had people going to California and Georgia and meeting up in, Corpus Christi and driving somewhere. We caught a break with that. But the later you do it for each trip, it can be tougher. And we're holding out hope to be able to play at home, but that option's not looking super promising.
A little frustrating to get away from this and still have a game canceled because of cold on Sunday.
Yeah, it was. You're in a great tournament, great field. Got a chance to actually get on the field and take batting practice and take infield practice, and you lose those reps as well. So you just have to be patient, and we can't worry about that. And thankfully, we have great indoor facilities to be able to do something. But yeah, we got to start playing some games on a consistent basis.
What did you learn from the team with those two games? Obviously, two close games this weekend.
Yeah, Friday night we went toe-to-toe with one of the better teams in the country. They've been to the College World Series, 3 of the last, 5 years or 4 years, and we played a very solid baseball game through strikes and defensively outside of one little mishap in the outfield late in the game. We played very well and showed what we're capable of doing. That was a typical Friday night big boy baseball game, and we found a way to win. And we come back and you're worried about maybe some hangover from all the nice things people are saying about you, but we came out and played really well, and just unfortunately weren't able to hold a 7-run lead. But again, it's in there.
With Waldron going on Friday night, is it just fastball command for him right now, or why is he being so successful?
Yeah, his stuff. He's holding his stuff. He was still 88 to 91, late in that start in the 5th inning. So good to see. This day and age, you've got to be able to move your fastball around up and down, side to side, and he's able to get up in the strike zone with his fastball. And he's got command of his off-speed pitches, and as a starting pitcher, you have to have that. And, things go into it of why he doesn't start right away, but, you're going to have to earn everything you get.
With that 5th inning, the bottom of that 5th inning against Sam Houston
Yep.
State, obviously a couple defensive errors kind of let it pile on, but was there a thought about pulling Curry a little quicker?
No, you're in a situation there where Fisher was doing okay through 4. It wasn't super sharp, but the results were okay. We had gotten Connor hot that inning because Nate was in a little bit of trouble, and with the long layover, it was the right thing to do to bring Connor in. And Connor's a guy we're going to lean on heavily. He's very good, and just you hit the leadoff batter, and defensively it was tough for both teams. It was very wet out there, and you knew that was going to be an issue. But we just helped create a little bit too much offense for them, and they took advantage of it. But it's one of those things where we want to give Connor a chance to work through some things, and just never got it going.
You guys have had Colby in all kinds of different roles early on. Is that something where you're maybe going to take your time as he kind of finds his niche, or have you guys maybe found a little bit more where he might fit in?
Well, the first couple weekends you play 4 games, so you're really trying to strategically put your pitching together, and he wanted to play. And I'm like, well, if you're starting on Sunday and something happens before that, we don't have enough pitching to cover the innings. So I said, just be patient. We'll find a balance there. And with 3 games on a weekend, you have a chance to get him in the lineup. And when you do that, you still want to be able to utilize his arm, and you know, I just kind of had the feeling that if we had a chance to win Friday or Saturday, we were going to put him in that role, and well, he answered the bell, so you know, we'll probably continue to do that.
You have a rotation set this weekend.
We'll go Matt, Fisher, and Curry. Just try and get Curry comfortable, let him get out there and work through some things. You know, we always project him as a starter, and just try and let him get out there and, like I said, get comfortable and mix his pitches and get rolling.
Darin, getting back to the weather, I'm guessing you've got an awesome grounds crew. It's more than just getting the snow melted, right? For you guys to get your field ready to play.
Well, that's the first step. I mean, I was out there today, and I mean, it's ice, and the snow is like ice. I mean, you can walk on it, and just without the sun, it's very difficult to get it melted, and then you deal with, you know, where's it going to drain to? If we get a big warming trend, you know, it's got to go somewhere, and that's an issue. And then, you know, the dirt. I think the dirt's going to be okay, but right now, I mean, that tarp, we can't even get it off the infield because it's just a block of ice, and until that we can get that off and even get started, it's going to be very difficult.
What would your turf field options be? Like get to Omaha, or?
We've reached out to a couple places there, Kansas City. You know, Wichita's at home next week. You know, even some of those places have snow too. I mean, it's not like the, you know, Kansas State's at home, but you know, we've looked at all the different options, and we'll continue to. But I just don't have a good answer right now.
What stands out about Baylor?
Super experienced. I mean, they got their whole lineup back. Their catcher's out. You know, he's one of the better players in the country. I think he's got a hand issue, but a lot of experience. They're very tough at home. I mean, their offensive numbers are very impressive, and you know, it's gonna be a very challenging series. But it's nothing we haven't seen already, so it'll be a good challenge.
Will Mojo get back in the outfield this week? Or?
No, he's still, you know, he's starting to throw, but he's just, you know, it's still sore, so that's not an option right now.
You went against a lot of experienced pitchers against Oregon State. What do you think the guys learned from that you can take against Baylor and an experienced lineup with them?
Well, you have to be aggressive. You got to take the fight to them. You know, against Oregon State, we turned down some pitches early in the count, and once you lose count leverage with experienced pitchers, you're in trouble. So just being a little bit more aggressive, taking the fight to them, and instead of, you know, being a little defensive. I think that's the most important thing. I thought we did a great job of that on the mound against Texas Tech, and that's a, you know, it's a template for having success.
Anything else?
Good.
Thanks, Darin.